What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the Atlantic Files, episode number 308. This week, we're looking at a NBA playoffs preview. We're going over some of the top topics going around the Team USA roster. Jrue Holiday getting an extension. Giannis possibly not playing for game one, and we don't know how many other games. And much, much more. So without further ado, let's get into the intro.
Welcome to the Atlantic Files, where humor and vibes collide. Nets the Sixers, the king of the court, jokes that hit you one more. Atlantic Division, we own the scene. Comedy, food talk, every routine. Mike Bash, Clausen, Fischbein on the mic, making you laugh every episode right. Game is strong, court to kitchen, we're never wrong. You know what time it is, it's time for the Atlantic Files.
What's up, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of the Atlantic Files, the number one podcast on the number one division in the NBA, brought to you by the Underdog Sports Podcast Network. As always, joined by your hosts, myself, Alex Fischbein, and Dennis Big Sexy Clausen. What's going on, Dennis?
I love the intro when Mike is there because it looks like we got like a special needs guy on our show.
Mike is our local Make-A-Wish.
Right, we feel bad for him, so we bring him on every so often.
Exactly.
How you doing? You're looking Jewy. Extra Jewy with the beard and everything. It's good.
I mean, especially now that tax season's over, I'm feeling extra Jewy. They took all my money, so now I got to save back up. So
yeah, the full Jews took all your money.
Yeah, exactly. Mike took all my money, so
right
now I got to make it all back.
And that wasn't MAGA Jews. I like the Jews.
Of course, we always love the Jews. How are you doing though? How was your tax season?
It wasn't. It's been a lot worse in the past. So this year I'm really good. I'll give props to Mike. The only thing he does right is taxes, so I'll give it to him.
If only he was as good of a podcast host as he was an accountant.
Yeah, he don't know shit about basketball, but he knows his way around a W-2.
Exactly. That's why we love him. That's why we have him on, really.
I like him because you're friends with him.
It's funny that I even found him through Underdog, which is what this podcast is part of, that podcast network, for those that don't know, even though I say it every time in the intro. And then he joined me when I was still with Basketball Society. So it's been a weird path, I guess you could say, to how the podcast has gotten now. Now it's better and improved.
Oh, yeah, better than ever.
Exactly. Oh, God.
So we're going to talk about Giannis today, and I'm going to get all fired up.
I was about to say, let's just start off with your favorite topic.
We're going right into it?
Always your favorite topic. We're going right into it because
we're not gonna do a little foreplay first. We're just going right in there, right?
We're going right in there. We had a little foreplay off camera for those that missed it.
Yeah.
But
there's no nothing. We're just getting right in there.
Unless you have some foreplay on your mind, I mean.
No, I'm good. Sometimes you just throw it right out there.
Exactly. Sometimes you gotta dive right in.
Right.
So apparently, Giannis may not be available for game one of their series against the Pacers.
No. Get out of here.
Apparently, he's still recovering from his calf injury when he just crumbled to the floor and everyone thought it was going to be an Achilles issue. It ended up being just a calf strain. However, that was the weirdest looking calf strain I've ever seen, because I've never seen someone just casually walking up the floor and their calf just pulls. I've seen cramps, but not a calf strain like that.
At this point, he probably would be better off just tearing his Achilles. That way he could just
redoing the whole thing.
Yeah, they could just, because it's going to happen eventually. So he might as well just get it over with. And while he's there, just tear the other one, so because that one's probably going to go too, and just replace them with whatever he's got to get. And while he's there, he can get new knees and a new back or whatever the hell he's got going on lately, hamstring. I mean,
True.
I mean, this is why I get so annoyed, and this is why people, when they come up, when I start trashing Giannis and everybody's quick to his defense, this is exactly one of the reasons why I trash Giannis. But yet, the Giannis community will never admit that I'm right, even though I am. Like, internally, I know I'm right, so it really doesn't matter what anybody else says. But there's an issue with this guy, a big issue.
Right.
We've been saying it for years. The guy cannot stay healthy ever, ever. Like, and I don't know if they're babying him or if he's just not tough or whatever. But I question his toughness a little bit. There's Granted, in all fairness, he hasn't missed a lot of time this season, which is really weird. But do we got to see his name on the injury report before every game? You're damn right we do.
I don't understand, like, LeBron, Anthony Davis, Giannis, they are just on the injury report every single game, even if they play, even if it says like available or whatever, they have to be questionable first. Even when Joel Embiid was like dealing with little injuries, but was going to play, they didn't have him on the injury report. Unless it was something weird. The Sixers have done some weird shit with their injury reports.
I was going to say, you should not be using the Sixers injury report as an example.
They have done some weird shit. However, I just don't understand literally every single game being on there just to then play. At that point, just don't put him on the injury report until you're like, he might be questionable.
Yeah, but here's the thing. It's not even annoying watching LeBron on there because LeBron's 39.
True.
And LeBron has had a career of just durability. So I'm never going to lump LeBron into that category. If LeBron misses time now at this point in his career, at 39, he's going to be 40 next season. Like, have at it, man. You could be on the injury report as much as you want. But Giannis started off his career just being a frequent flyer on the injury report. And nobody has a problem with him. And this is why he gets away with the stuff he gets away with, because nobody says anything. Well, I'm here to call him out on his bullshit because the dude's supposed to be the face of a franchise. The dude is constantly on the injury report. There has been no improvements in his game whatsoever. He's doing the same shit that he was 3 years ago, which is why Milwaukee's nowhere near as impactful as they were. The reason why the Bucks aren't the number 2 seed in the East is because of shit like that. So if anybody wants to keep being okay with Giannis being hurt all the time and constantly dealing with this injury, that injury, and constantly having crappy shooting percentages and keep having crappy free throw percentages, you want him to keep acting like a baby, that's fine. But this is what you're going to get, Milwaukee. Until this guy turns it around, it ain't going to get any better.
I agree. And I mean, on top of that, something we've talked about a lot since it happened, but they added Dame, who honestly in the last 3-4 seasons, Dame has been injured a lot too. He's been on a lot of injury reports. That core injury he had caused him to miss a lot of time in Portland. And now when you were supposed to pair up Dame, Middleton, and Giannis, all three of them are dealing with injuries.
And to be fair, though, not to cut you off, but there were 2 seasons in a row when Dame was just held out just because the Trailblazers suck.
True.
So it's not like he couldn't have come back. They just kind of held him out because they're just garbage.
That's very true.
So I mean, I understand what you're saying though, but I'm just kind of like, I still want to put him in that same category.
Yeah, I'm not trying to lump him into the same category as Giannis per se. It's more of just like it's hard to bring in more people that are aging and can get hurt pretty easily. Because I mean, this is not a knock against Dame and his talent, but Dame is getting up there age-wise too. So, in like this season, he really hasn't shown the same ability to carry an entire team by himself when Giannis is out, the same way he did in Portland. He's 33 years old right now. He still has a great scoring ability and everything, don't get me wrong, but he's an undersized point guard. He's only 6'2", which in today's NBA is pretty short.
But look at his team, though.
I know, and that's what I'm saying.
You're playing with a bunch of... Hold on a second, too, because... And I'm sorry to interrupt you, but...
No, you're good.
You know how I get. But I was looking at the Bucks, and like Lopez is old, and Middleton is old, and Lopez is not that old, but he acts like he's old.
Yep.
Beverly's old, and then you look at the rest of their group. We got Jay Crowder. Oh, Jay Crowder's old as shit too.
Yeah, I was just about to say Crowder's also old.
Then we're looking at the rest of this group. We got a bunch of these rookies who are just absolutely, or these younger players on the Bucks that are just they suck. They're absolute garbage. Beauchamp. What did you say?
Gallinari old
as shit, injury prone. But then you look at like Livingston.
Yep.
I saw him play the other day, just clueless. Thanasis, I don't know what he brings to the table.
Nobody does. AJ
Green he had one good game where he shot like 5 threes and that was it. Then you never heard from him again. So Connaughton, he's just there. Like Beasley. They're like, okay, Malik Beasley, Jesus Christ, you got Malik Beasley starting for your team. That's a problem. That should tell you something right there. When you got Malik Beasley in your starting lineup, you need to like take a step back and go, our roster is just garbage.
Yeah. Pretty much. Well, also, to that point, you should realize your roster is garbage when you said, oh, we need to move Beasley to the bench, so let's start Patrick Beverly.
Yeah, that's bad.
That's bad. And the thing is, I like Patrick Beverly as a bench player that can give you like 15 minutes. But the moment you're starting him and you're depending on him to be an important player for the playoffs, yeah, that's just not ideal in any way, shape, or form.
Yep, agree. I have no problem with Beverly being there. No problem with Beverly getting involved for 10, 15 minutes a game, being used in certain scenarios or situations. Zero problem with that. But he's considered like a pivotal piece of their team, of their rotation.
Right.
And so is Jay Crowder.
Yep.
I was like, holy shit. Does nobody have a problem with that?
And we all know that Doc Rivers loves his all bench lineups.
I don't understand exactly like what is going on with that team. And the fact that they were almost the number 2 seed in the East tells me that either the Celtics are that good or the East isn't that good.
I think it's a combo of both. I mean, the East is definitely just in pure disarray right now. And we got a message here from our boy Mario from NBA a la Chilena. What's going on, man? He says, salute, fellas. How y'all doing? We are good. We are good. Getting hyped for the playoffs. The first play-in game is actually about to get underway soon, and we'll get to that in a bit. However,
Andre Jackson Jr., too. What the hell's he done?
Garbage.
Right. How do you say garbage in Portuguese?
In Portuguese?
I don't know. I'm asking our pal.
He's Spanish, not Portuguese.
Is he Brazil? No, he's Chile. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Hey, I thought he was in Brazil for a second. I'm sorry. I know they speak Portuguese in Brazil, but
I mean that is true. You got that.
El Garbaggio.
Yeah, exactly.
Their whole team sucks.
But yeah, I mean the roster is not great. You also add Doc Rivers, the king of blowing 3-1 leads to the mix. So here we go. He says basura.
They're basura. Complete trash.
Exactly.
That whole roster is garbage. That whole team is just garbage.
Yeah. No, and like
Maybe Brooke Lopez is good.
I'm looking at the Bucks like team page, and it says Adrian Griffin went 30-13 with the team. Joe Prunty went 2-1, and then Doc Rivers 17-19. So out of the 3 coaches this year for the Bucks, Rivers has a losing record.
Right.
We also have Alejandro Miguel in here. He says, "Hi, what's going on, Alejandro?
Where are
Welcome
we? Big in Spanish? In Spain?
In Spanish-speaking countries, I guess, maybe."
I mean, I'm glad these guys are listening now, but where are the Latinas at? That's what I want.
Mario said he would help you out with that in Chile if you ever went.
I can't get out of the recliner. You think I'm going to go to Chile?
I'm just saying. I'm just letting you know.
Yeah, I appreciate that.
Mario here says, what y'all think about the narrative that the Lakers would rather play Denver sooner than later?
I love that question because it opens the door to so much stuff that I wanted to talk about.
And we will just get into the playoff preview now because it just takes us right there. So,
right.
Go ahead.
Oh, well, now I'm on the spot.
You just said you love the question.
No, it is a really good question because I was thinking about this all day, and it has to do with Cleveland.
Yeah.
How Bickerstaff is getting, but I 100% agree with the possibility with the Cavs. I mean, the Knicks could be screwed here if they draw the Sixers in the first round.
I mean, yeah, they could be.
I mean, this isn't the only reason why. I mean, the Sixers with Embiid is a borderline top 3 team in the Eastern Conference. Yeah, the fact that they are in the play-in is just because they didn't have Embiid. But now that they have Embiid, and they're they're probably the hottest team in the league right now.
True.
Even though the Knicks are pretty damn good too, but I'm just saying, this is not a good scenario, and I applaud the Cavs because they played it really well. I think that was a good move on their part to avoid that.
So that's the thing. This question also makes me think, did the Bucks lose on purpose? Are the Bucks also not wanting to play the Sixers? Or
no? Nope.
Actually, because now that I think, if the Bucks did just win, they wouldn't play the Sixers because the Bucks would be the 2 seed. The Sixers would have moved up to the 6.
Yeah. Okay.
So the Sixers would have played the Knicks anyway in the first round, if I'm getting that correct.
You know what? Whatever. There were so many scenarios. You can't keep track of that stuff.
But anyway, what do you think the Lakers would rather play Denver sooner than later? Do you think they would throw a play-in game intentionally to not play Denver?
No, because the Lakers can't be trusted to win a game. So, the Cavs are at least semi-confident. At least they know they're going to the playoffs. The Cavs are at least confident in their ability as a team, especially if they're full strength. That's a team that could be a lot better. The only thing that happened for the Cavs is they dealt with a lot of injuries this year. Mobley missed a bunch of time. Strus was out for a month. Mitchell was out for a while. The only guy
Jared Allen missed some time.
But Jared Allen was in Garland were the healthiest out of the starting lineup.
True.
But now that you have a full Cavs team that's starting, and Strus is playing phenomenal in Cleveland.
True.
But now that you got that Cavs team, and they have LeVert coming off the bench and Okoro, you have a really good. I mean, they could even get production from Merrill and Craig Porter Jr. if they ever need it. Like they have pieces around them to where they can make a pretty deep run if they wanted to.
I'm just saying though, I do like Orlando.
Oh, I
Like
love the Magic.
that matchup between the Cavs and Orlando, I think is going to be a very entertaining series. The only thing that worries me with Orlando is the fact that their 3-point shooting is not very good. However, I think Banchero, Franz Wagner, like those two, just that duo alone on that team is going to give Cleveland a bit of issues because outside of obviously like Mobley and Allen give you like the inside presence, but the Cavs don't really have like wing defenders that can defend them that well.
But I'm all for like the Magic. I'm all for the because the sooner we can get rid of the Bucks, so that we stop. And I used to love the Bucks when they were like just nobody cared about them,
Right.
but now everybody loves them, and I can't stand it. And I'm just sick of. I think I'm just more sick of Giannis than anything. I'm sick of like every game's always about Giannis. If Giannis is healthy, blah blah. At least when you get the Cavs and the Magic, or even like the Pacers, teams like nobody gives a shit about really anybody on that grand of a scale. On
Right.
like, yeah, they're like, yeah, Mitchell has a knee injury, he's been dealing with it. So, anyways, Jared, Okoro's entering the starting lineup. Like, they don't really give a shit that much.
Right. And here's the other thing is like, if Giannis just stopped tackling people and trucking people, maybe he would stay healthier longer. I mean, that's just a random thought that I'll throw out there. If he just stopped, like, ooh, Sunkiss Zero Sugar, okay,
Damn
okay.
right.
If he just stopped, like, assaulting people, maybe, just maybe, he would stop getting hurt. But also, the Bucks are annoying in the fact that everyone is just like the one championship was a quality championship. Don't get me wrong, but now it's just like the Bucks are assumed to be the cream of the crop of the NBA, even though they really haven't shown it ever since that championship.
No,
and on top of
they
that,
blame all their coaches and fire everybody, and yet,
exactly. And on top of that, they really like it is a very real situation that they could lose in this first round because they've had Milwaukee's number all season long. Out of the 5 games they've played, Indiana's 4-1 against the Bucks this season. There's only one game that they lost, and the game that they lost by 14, but they've won by 2, won by 9, won by 9, won by 12. So Indiana has faced them plenty, and they know how to beat them, and I think they can beat them. Kyle Hasty here says, want to shoot some hoops? What's up, Dennis? Love the show, bud.
That's my man's.
Okay. Appreciate you tuning in, Kyle. Appreciate it.
We used to shoot hoops back in the day. That's the only thing is I'm not good. I could rebound. That's about it.
You're like a Reggie Evans.
Right.
That makes sense.
I just can't wait for the Bucks to just get eliminated because the Bucks are just atrocious. I hate the Bucks. Had enough.
Well, so we can stop talking about them because I also have had enough of them. So let's talk about the play-ins first.
I'm sorry. I'm still annoyed at the Bucks.
I agree. I'm right there with you. So the first play-in just started right now. It's Pelicans Lakers. Who do you got for this one? And it's at the Pelicans.
I'm going to go with the Lakers. I think the way LeBron played on Sunday was just crazy.
That was insane.
I mean, that's anybody who thinks LeBron is done. Like he turns it up when he needs to, and I think he's going to turn up the volume again in this one. So I think the Lakers are gonna take care of business.
My hope is the Pelicans.
Why? Because you want to hear about Zion crushing all that ass?
Hell yeah, I want more baby mama drama. No, I'm just
Hey,
kidding.
you notice that went away though,
It went away very quick.
and which is kind of sad because I kind of wanted to know more. I wanted to hear more about get more chicks to see who he was crushing, and that never happened.
I know. I wanted to hear these stories.
Right.
I wanted to know if he had any other kids out there. He might, for all we know. But no, I like how the Pelicans have finally put together a solid squad now that people are healthy, now that some of them are playing up to their actual potential. Zion, I got it. I do have to give a shout out to Zion because this year he stayed pretty healthy.
Oh, shut the hell up.
70 games played this year.
Big. Oh, so you're giving him a shout out for doing what he's supposed to do?
With the fact that he just kept getting hurt season after season for his first 3 years, I will say good job to Zion for this season. Am I saying he's not injury prone anymore? No. Am I saying he's going to be the pinnacle of health now? No. But I will say the fact that he finally played 70 games, the Pelicans had a shot at being, I think it was like the 6th seed or the 5th seed, whatever. And the team itself looks a hell of a lot better when he's playing.
He's going to look like me here in a couple months, so.
Kyle says the Lakers will win if D'Lo shows up.
D'Lo is showing up. He's that dude.
And I mean, I agree.
D'Lo plays good against the Pelicans.
Piece. Yeah, true.
Did you say penis?
I said peace.
Oh, peace.
Big piece. I mean, could also be big penis. I don't know.
Yeah, so that's like telling a car salesman, "Good job, he sold the car." So you're congratulating him for doing his job.
Yes, I am.
So are we that impressed now? We've accepted the fact that Giannis. I got that fucking bozo on my mind, but we're so just accepted mediocrity when it comes out of Zion now that anytime he plays, we're like, wow, holy shit, he's playing. And then we're going to not only that, you're congratulating him for actually playing.
Yeah, because I thought he just wasn't going to play anymore.
What?
I just thought he was going to be too overweight, crushing too many girls, and just not play in the NBA anymore.
I mean, that's still a possibility, but
true. I thought it would just be sooner rather than later.
I'm on board. It's going to be D'Lo time, so it's over. It's going to be.
I don't know. Brandon Ingram's back. Brandon Ingram's back. CJ McCollum's playing very well. Zion's playing well.
23 minutes on Sunday.
Herb Jones. He's playing great defense. Trey Murphy's playing well off the bench.
Okay.
I could see that,
honey. Well, you know.
And then I'm assuming you got your team, the Kings, against.
Oh my! You know my man's. You want to know something? I'm flabbergasted that they're even in this position. Because they're certainly better than the Lakers.
Agreed. I think they're better than the Pelicans too.
Yeah. But that's just how it goes. So now they got to play the Warriors, who I'm surprised the Warriors actually have a chance at least doing something.
Right. The thing that really sucks for the Kings is not having Malik Monk. That really hurts.
Correct. And that really hurts. Like that's you're losing your sixth man right there. But hey, they got Alex Len. So what more do you need?
Sixth man of the year, Alex Len.
Shit hot. No, but I think the Kings will be just fine. I was just thinking about this too the other day. I was thinking about the Kings roster, and I'm like, they got to do something. They need to add like a third piece.
Oh, for sure.
Because Keegan Murray, as good as he is, he doesn't fit the timetable of where they're at.
Yeah, he is a little behind.
So if I were them, I'd see what DeRozan's up to, or
I don't know if you would go that old right away, though.
Dude, the dude's playing more minutes than anybody. He's still in great shape.
I mean, I know he hasn't shown many signs of slowing down for sure, but I don't know. I feel like there's got to be someone else out there that's a little younger than him that probably could be available.
But I'm just saying, he's gonna be a free agent. So you're gonna, if you can clear out some cap space, make it happen.
True.
But
I
if
mean,
if
Paul
the
George is going to be available.
no. Yeah, for one, he ain't going anywhere.
I don't know. There's rumors.
For what? Who would really want him?
Apparently, the Sixers. That's the biggest rumor.
I would laugh at you so hard if they got him.
Everyone but Maxey would be hurt.
But the Clippers, they got to sell. They got about 8,000 toilets in their new arena, so they got to make sure they sell out every game. There's just going to be a lot of empty toilets there.
I mean, they did do something cool. The Steve Ballmer picked up the tab for everyone's concessions for their last home game at Staples.
That's how you know you got fucking money right there.
Yeah. Paying all those concessions? That's $35 for like a hot dog, fries, and a drink.
I mean, so how did he make that happen? Did he just go send me the bill?
I don't know. I guess he just said like everyone's eating free, and then he just paid for it on the back end of things.
If I was there, I'd put his team out of business real quick.
I would have gotten like 10 of those pounder beers,
right?
Like 10 hot dogs, 10 soft pretzels.
You'd see me running naked across the court,
carrying all the hot dogs.
Right. I would have been deep throating a hot dog running across the court, naked. Hopefully, though, the concessions are better in LA than they are at Barclays, because my God, Barclays is the complete shittiest concession stands on the planet.
I've been to the Barclays once, but I've never been to like the concessions, so I don't know how to rate them. But
yeah, I take my word for it. 0.
I like the Sixers concessions. They
Yeah,
have a lot of variety.
Last time I was in Philly, I was up in a box, and I tell you, they had sandwiches out, I had a bathroom, my own bathroom. It's great.
Oh yeah, really nice. They've added even more since then too. Like they have a Chick-fil-A in there. They got different bars and areas like that you can sit and have a meal. Like they did improve it, but either way, I hope the Kings win. I kind of have a feeling Golden State's going to win, though. I just have a weird feeling that Golden State is going to win that game.
I hope not, but we'll see.
Yeah. And then, of course, on the East side for the play-in, Sixers are beating the Heat. Fuck the Heat. Fuck Jimmy Butler. And then Bulls, Hawks, who the fuck cares?
Right. It's like
the
quicker the Hawks get eliminated, the quicker we start to find out who's getting traded between Trae Young and DeJounte Murray.
Right. Exactly.
But the Heat, everybody's going, oh, the Heat did it last year. They could do it. Well, let me tell you something, fuckers, okay? The Heat is completely different. They don't have Gabe Vincent. They don't have Strus.
Nope.
So right there, those two guys right there, without them, is huge.
Agreed.
On top of that, they got Josh Richardson, who doesn't play. He's not healthy. Kevin Love's about 90. Thomas Bryant, what the fuck? I mean, thankfully, they got some good younger players on the Heat. But
I mean, Terry Rozier has already been ruled out.
That's weird, right?
Yeah.
I've never heard of Terry Rozier being hurt.
Kyle actually asked, how about a Miles Bridges to the Kings?
You know what? That's a great. I think that's fantastic right there.
I think it's very plausible.
No, I think actually how he said that, that's amazing. I think he would do really well with Sacramento.
He probably would, especially, I mean, because we saw how good he could be with LaMelo Ball with an actual point guard there. So
For
now
the
he's
3
with
games
De'Aaron
that
Fox.
LaMelo Ball was playing.
Exactly. Now he's with De'Aaron Fox, and he can be the athletic, stretch the floor a little, power forward alongside Sabonis. So,
Well, just hopefully he doesn't, tune up any women, allegedly.
exactly. That's the biggest thing.
Right. It's like, you're a great player. Just stop beating the shit out of women.
Well, maybe if he goes
Supposedly.
somewhere where they actually win games, he won't be as angry.
Right. That's what happened to Charlie. He's just pissed off because he's losing. He just started beating the shit out of his old lady.
Exactly.
No, I really like that. I think the Kings can. I mean, Harrison Barnes, I like Harrison Barnes, but he's about 90 and it's time to go.
Yeah, I agree. They've got a few people on there that's time to go.
Herder.
Yep.
See ya.
Time to go.
Davion Mitchell. See ya. Alex
Trey
Len.
Lyles.
Sign him to an extension. See, now Trey Lyles, but I like Trey Lyles, though, because at least he does his job. He plays his 12 minutes a game, comes in, does what he's got to do, and that's it.
Yeah, but I feel like they rely on him too much.
He ain't bad, though.
Not terrible. I'll give you that. But anyway.
Now I want Miles Bridges to go to the Kings.
I know, me too.
That was great.
The one thing I want to happen in the East, though, is the Heat to become the 8th seed and beat the Celtics in the first round.
That ain't happening.
That would be hilarious. I would probably jizz if that happened.
I mean, why did you just jizz without that happening?
I mean, I can. I'm just saying it would make me so happy that I would jizz.
But the Heat ain't going to beat, even if they do make it, they're not going to beat the Celtics.
Probably not, but that's why it would be great.
I mean, on top of that, I was watching the Celtics a little more close for the past couple of games. Those fucking assholes, right? They held out Tatum, Brown, White, Holiday, Porzingis, all ruled out. Next thing I know, they're starting Cornette, Hauser, Pritchard, who's officially now the best backup point guard in the league, hands down. So you're starting Pritchard, Hauser, Xavier Tillman, Luke Cornette, O'Shea Brissett. Like, you got all these guys playing, and they're still beating the shit out of the Hornets. Al Horford wasn't playing. I'm like, this is crazy, like, how deep this team is, though. And you would think, looking at that team, you would go, Luke Cornette, but you know what? That motherfucker could play.
That had to be the whitest lineup in the entire NBA this season.
Hell yeah.
But also, I'm not taking that backup point guard disrespect because TJ McConnell is still fucking better than Peyton Pritchard.
You know, and that's a guy who needs to go somewhere because he could help a team.
I agree. He should come back to the Sixers.
I mean,
I'll give them Campaign.
At one point, though, I did dub Campaign as the best backup point guard in the league because when he was in Phoenix and Chris Paul had one of his 10 injuries, Campaign was fucking hot.
True. He did play very well in Phoenix. I wish he would go back to that level.
Wow.
He had one game where he went back to that level, and it was great.
Right.
But that hasn't been seen since, so I don't really know.
It's a good time of the year, though. I'm sad basketball's over, like the regular season, but I'm happy it is, too, because if you watch the last 3-4 games of the regular season, it is a fucking chore.
It's been a shit show with the tanking teams just deciding to shut people down, the teams that already clinched a spot to shutting people down. And then you finally get the teams that like are still battling for a spot, and they're playing teams that don't give a fuck. So if you're cheering against that team, it's like, well, so-and-so is not playing any of their starters, so obviously that team's going to win, and I needed them to lose.
Yeah, some of these starting lineups, either like the Clippers the other day, they sat everybody. Next thing you know, they got Amir Coffey, who's relatively good. But then you got like Xavier Moon and like Brandon Boston. Daniel Tice is starting, and I'm like, what is going on? Like that, but I like that. But then again, it's like it's a waste of my time.
Right.
The Bucks are playing
Xavier Moon
Gallinari.
even existed.
What'd you say?
True. I forgot Xavier Moon even existed.
Yeah, so did I until I was putting him in my fantasy lineups.
But so looking at the actual playoffs, I mean, on the West side, we had the Thunder as the 1 seed, so they'll take on the winner of the third play-in game on the West side. Clippers versus Mavericks was locked in a good while back, actually. Timberwolves Suns wasn't locked in until the very end. Both of those series, I think, will be entertaining. Clippers Mavs and Timberwolves Suns. The only thing is, I probably have Mavs winning and Suns winning in those 2 series.
I tell you, the Mavs could go to the Western Conference Finals.
They really could. Kyrie and Luka this year together have been on another level.
Oh, don't worry. It's not going to be too long, though, before KD's on the phone whispering sweet, whatever, sweet nothings to Kyrie to get him to fucking go to Phoenix. It's like, come on, baby. We'll give you Bradley Beal. Kyrie, you looking good. Come on, honey.
Phoenix is cooler.
Phoenix got better weather. The bitches are looking good. We got a lot of like Puerto Rican girls out here, Mexican chicks out here in Phoenix. You'll love it.
Kyle says Luka and Gafford combo has been winning for them. Yeah, the Gafford move turned out to be a huge move for them. I mean, I loved the move for them in the beginning, but
if you think about the Mavs, sorry to interrupt you, honey, but you know, if you think about the Mavs though, like before their starting lineups, they're playing like Derek Jones, fucking Josh Green.
Yep.
I'm like, this is a shitty lineup. When you have to start Maxi Kleber and even Dwight Powell, sometimes that's a problem. But the fact now we got PJ Washington, who thank God he's out of,
especially for Grant Williams.
Oh, Grant Williams, yeah, my God, that guy.
I don't know how.
Got paid.
I don't know how Boston made Grant Williams look good.
Well, they did, and they were smart enough not to sign his ass because, see ya. But yeah, them adding, PJ Watt, and even when they picked up Dante Exum at the beginning of the year,
true,
it was a huge move. And just when you thought Dante Exum was never going to be heard from again, next thing you know, he's on the Mavs and he's playing well when needed.
He had that stretch of like a month where he was just on fire in the regular season. I picked him up in like every fantasy league because he was just destroying people.
Yeah, that team is pretty deep.
Yeah,
and you have a lot
Tim Hardaway Jr.
You forget about him, but he's not. He's good off the bench.
He's had multiple 30-point games this year.
Yeah, we'll take it. We'll take it, Timmy. The amount they're paying him, it's about fucking time he did something.
True.
But you have a lot of versatility in your lineups when you're the Mavs. If you don't have Luka, you could have Kyrie run the point. Washington can certainly go to 4 or 5 if he needs to. Gafford to me is a way better option right now than Lively is. And Maxi Kleber is just like, whatever, I'm here. I'm going to play 38 minutes. I'm going to score 1 point and get 2 rebounds, but hell, I'm here.
Yeah. I mean, I still like Lively more as a defensive option than Gafford. However, I think the fit with Gafford is a little bit better. A, because of the experience, but B, like his offensive game is a little more developed NBA-wise at least. But I think if you give Lively another season or 2, he could just be what Gafford is, maybe even better.
It's only going to be a matter of time, though. If the more the Mavs advance in the postseason, there's going to be that storyline, though, of Luka tweaks something or is injured, and he's not. You watch, it's going to happen.
Probably, most likely. But yeah, I think Dallas is going to beat the Clippers. I mean, I was one of those people that said the Clippers are going to win it this year if they stay healthy for the last few years. I'm done with that. I don't care about the Clippers. I love Russell Westbrook. Always love Russell Westbrook. I do like Kawhi. I've always been a fan of Kawhi, but I mean, it's just the inconsistencies with just being on the court.
But they're pulling that vague bullshit again that they did a couple of years ago.
Yep.
Remember when Kawhi, they were very like hush hush about it, and they were like, he could be back early, and he's not. And the next thing you know, the guy's having surgery on his knee, and this is exactly the same situation. And it wasn't. And I said that too. I go, Kawhi Leonard's not going to play, and I called it not last. Was it last season where I said he's not going to be here this season, like he's not playing, and he didn't.
I think it was, yeah.
Because these fuckers were talking like Kawhi was just going to come back for the postseason. I'm like, you guys are on crack. But now it's starting to like resemble that same situation from a couple of years ago when they were. And I mean, you're really not hearing much about Kawhi right now, and that's not a good sign.
Nope, not at all. And they're just saying we'll see. And when you say we'll see about Kawhi,
that means things are bad.
Exactly. That's never a good sign.
No.
But yeah, when you just, I don't trust James Harden at all, especially in the postseason. So if Kawhi's not playing and you're relying on James Harden and Paul George, I don't think that's going to be a recipe for success at all. Kyle says Kawhi's focused on the Olympics now. I mean, he definitely could be. We're definitely going to get into the Olympics roster a little bit.
I was going to say, that's an amazing segue.
That really is. I just want to say real quick, though. So on the West, I think the Mavericks win the first round. The Thunder are going to beat whoever they play unless it's the Lakers. If the Lakers play the Thunder, I feel like the Lakers beat the Thunder.
Oh, shut the hell up. Stop.
I do. The Thunder are young as hell. So they're going to lose to a more experienced team.
No, stop it.
I love the Thunder too. Shai
Gilgeous-Alexander like you are.
Shai Gilgeous-Alexander is one of my favorite players in the league right now.
Are you sure about that?
Positive. However, I do think a more experienced team is going to beat them this year, and then the Thunder are going to make their run next year. That's how I think the Thunder play out. But yeah, like I said, that's going to happen. The Nuggets are going to beat whoever the hell they play. It doesn't matter who they play. Mavericks are going to beat the Clippers. Suns are going to beat the Timberwolves. And then on the East, the Celtics are going to lose to the Miami Heat whenever they become the 8th seed. The Magic are going to beat the Cavs. The Pacers are going to beat the Bucks. And then the Sixers are going to beat the Knicks in the first round. That's my predictions for the first round of the playoffs.
Did you say the Pacers are going to beat the Knicks?
Pacers are going to beat the Bucks.
Who did you say was going to beat the Knicks?
The Sixers.
Get the fuck out of here. Go. We're moving along.
The Sixers are going to beat the Knicks, I'm telling you.
Okay.
But that segues us from what Kyle said to Team USA. So, as of right now,
the fucking the Heat's going to beat the Celtics. You're on crack.
I'm calling it now. So when it happens, you already know I'm going to say I told you so.
This ain't the bubble. You don't see Sweet Lou going to get chicken wings.
He probably still is getting chicken wings anyway.
Yeah, chicken wings.
Don't
you think though that they should have just brought women into the bubble?
Yes, they probably
that would have solved a lot of problems.
Did you ever see Better Call Saul?
Some of it.
So there's a few episodes where they're bringing in the Germans to build the underground meth lab, and they literally give them this warehouse to just live in while they're underground, building it, and they literally bring in some girls for them because they know if you're keeping them in one area, you got to give them all sorts of things to keep them occupied.
Right.
While they still do work, they're still working 10 hours a day, but the other ones, instead of when they're not sleeping, there has to be something that you're doing.
Right. They just want to get sucked off real quick.
Exactly. And for all those people out there, it doesn't have to be women. Maybe some of them want a man. Throw them in there too. Doesn't matter what you do, but
can we just keep it to women right now?
The point stands, is what I'm saying.
They should just bring in. They should have people come in then. since you want to be all PC. We'll
I'm
bring
just letting people know.
we'll bring transsexuals in. We'll bring
That would,
gays.
that would make Doc Rivers happy.
Right, Doc will love it. He'd be all over the transsexuals. So we'll bring the hottest transsexuals in. We'll bring gays in. We'll bring in hot chicks in.
Yeah, bring them all.
That way, everybody in the bubble's happy.
Exactly.
COVID test their ass, send them in, and next thing you know, everybody's happy. You don't get people sneaking out and compromising the bubble because they have no reason to leave.
Exactly.
And you couldn't hire somebody to bring these chicken wings to you.
Also true. There's a thing called DoorDash.
Right.
Kyle says Shaq and D-Wade coming back for the Heat. Yes. Yes, they are. In the form of Jimmy Butler. But anyway, Team USA. The report for Team USA's roster currently is Steph Curry, Jrue Holiday, Tyrese Halliburton, Devin Booker, Anthony Edwards, Kevin Durant, Jason Tatum, LeBron James, Anthony Davis, Joel Embiid, Bam Adebayo, and the rumor is the final roster spot is most likely going to Kawhi Leonard.
No, really, who's going to get the final spot? He ain't playing.
That's the rumor.
If I were their teams, right? I'd put you on punishment. If you can't play the 65 games needed to win an award, then you're not going to the Olympics.
So Embiid wouldn't play either?
Correct. I mean, he's not even cleared to play tomorrow officially. And he's talking about the Olympics?
Well, I
Did
will
you see
say
him on Friday against the Magic?
yeah, I was actually at the game.
You were?
Yeah.
You didn't invite me.
Because I didn't organize it.
Oh, okay.
Exactly. But
So then you got an up close and personal glance on what was going on.
yeah, the whole stadium held their breath.
And you want that guy to go to the Olympics?
No, that's what I'm saying. As a Sixers fan, when I even saw
Against the
whole thing
Hachimura's?
when I saw the whole thing about Embiid trying to decide between playing for France or Cameroon or Team USA, I was like, A, the obvious answer is USA. B, I'd rather you just not play the Olympics altogether so you could actually be healthy for an NBA season.
Right.
But at this point, I have kind of reserved myself in saying that he is never going to be healthy for an NBA postseason or a full NBA regular season. Because just when it looked like he was going to be fine for a postseason, for an actual full postseason run, he tweaks something else this past Friday, and now his status is in question again. So I just have come to terms with that he is never going to be fully healthy for a playoff run, ever.
I will say he has practiced in full the past couple of days, so it's a good sign.
It is, but still, I don't trust it.
Hey, he had a good season last year, and you know what? It is what it is.
I love that he's become like one of the best players in the league. But yeah, I don't know.
And
Kyle says, not to backtrack, D'Lo showed up in the first quarter. He has 13 points.
My man's. I love that.
But I will say, right now, the Pelicans are up 36-29.
Yeah, they ain't nothing. They can get that back in 43 seconds.
You know who's doing well right now?
Herb Jones.
Zion Williamson.
Was
12 points, 6 rebounds, 2 assists, and 1 block.
See what happens when you stop eating at In-N-Out? Every day.
He started eating less burgers and eating more pussy.
More ass.
Exactly.
Eat a burger out of some chick's ass.
That's the power of pussy right there.
It does really do fucked up shit to people.
It really does. That's why all the true crime stuff you see is always because it's relationship related.
Well, you ever see like guys at a bar and they're fighting over a girl.
Oh yeah, a girl that none of them even talk to.
Right. But that's the thing, like where we're just advancing. Like you ever see like two deer in the wild just banging horns to try to see who's gonna bang a female deer,
Yeah,
whatever they're called, and now it's the same thing.
pretty much.
It's just you're at a bar, so you're drinking fucking Bush Light. The next thing you know, you're trying to get the bar skink to go out and blow you in the parking lot.
The only difference is with humans, sometimes you do all that and then they still say no, and then it's like, where are you at
Right.
now?
See, in the animal kingdom, at least whoever wins could just force themselves on somebody. Where are they gonna go to the deer court?
Oh god. This that fell apart very quick. Anyway.
Before everybody gets on my nuts, it was a joke. I'm not condoning that behavior.
Of course.
Deer should be consenting. Any animal should be consenting to the advances of whatever.
Anyway, the Team USA roster is obviously incredibly talented. I mean, the whole roster from top to bottom is insane. One thing I've been seeing a lot is people saying that Trae Young got snubbed. I wouldn't put Trae Young in over any one of these players on the team right now. I don't know about you.
I would put Murray in way before Trae Young.
DeJounte?
Yeah. Or Jamal.
Yeah. Well, Jamal's Canadian.
Who cares? Keegan. Chris.
Keegan Murray too.
One of the Murrays, I would put any of the Murrays in over him.
And that's the thing. People, I feel as though, are just look at some of Trae Young's stats. They're like, look, he can shoot threes and he can pass the ball. And it's like, cool. Looking at this team, Steph Curry can do that. Jrue Holiday can do that. Tyrese Halliburton can do that. Devin Booker can do that. Anthony Edwards can do that. Even Durant and Tatum. Even LeBron. Even AD. Literally, this whole team can do what Trae Young does. And they do one other thing better than him. And that's play defense. So why does Trae Young get any more leverage to play than any of these other guys?
You want defense? Get DeJounte in there. He'll show you how it's done.
Exactly. And that's why Jrue Holiday's in there. People are questioning Jrue Holiday, and it's like, have you seen Jrue Holiday fucking play basketball? He deserves to be on there.
Yeah, but honestly though, Holiday, nope. Halliburton, nope. Embiid, nope. Kawhi, nope. None of those fucking guys should be going anywhere near the Olympics.
Why not Holiday?
He's been hurt.
He hasn't been that hurt.
He's been hurt enough.
He only had one little stretch of being
Is
hurt.
Brunson on the team?
Don't think so.
So fuck that. That team. If you don't have Brunson on the team, then you lost all credibility.
I mean, I would rather see Brunson on there than Kawhi right now.
I would rather see Brunson on there over Kyrie.
I mean, Kyrie's not playing.
Didn't you say he's playing for Australia, isn't he?
Oh, is he? He's not on
I
Team
don't know.
USA.
Whatever. I'd rather see Brunson
the
on
backcourt. The backcourt is Curry, Holiday, Halliburton, Booker, and Edwards.
Edwards. At least Edwards stays healthy. Curry's been healthier than those other guys.
I agree.
He's never healthy.
Like I said, I would rather see Brunson in there than Kawhi. If Kawhi is that last roster spot, I would rather see him in there.
Brunson deserves it.
Oh, I completely agree. Brunson also deserves to be higher up in the MVP races too.
I mean, and Brunson next year will be a top 5 MVP candidate.
Is he not top 5 right now?
Well, if I had to go top 5, I would say, Luka, Jokic, and then if you want to, without the game thing, Embiid, SGH or SGA. Yeah. I mean, he could be in there.
With the game requirement, he's easily top 5 this year. Because I would only put SGA, Jokic, and Luka really above him, and that's really about it.
But when is Sabonis going to enter this conversation?
I mean, he should too, don't get me wrong. But Brunson, I would probably have at number 4 at the very lowest this year.
Oh, Brunson's that guy, man. He's legit.
Kyle says, why not Jimmy Butler for the Team USA roster?
See, I remember Kyle's funny. Jimmy Butler's garbage. He's another guy never fucking stay healthy.
Unless it's the playoffs.
How many games did he miss this year? Foot, personal, knee, ankle. Like he's hurt all the time.
Let's see. This year, he played
56 games.
Close, 60 games.
All right. So yeah.
The last time he would have met the 65 game requirement is the 2016-17 season. His last
season
with the Bulls.
Get the fuck out of here, Jimmy Butler. Love you, Kyle, but come on.
But he stays healthy in the playoffs.
No, I mean honestly, they figured it out. Spoelstra knows, like, okay, this guy's going to be hurt all the time, so I might as well just wait for the postseason.
Kyle said, "LOL." That's what I'm saying. I think that they just built the team now. Like, okay, let's build a good team around him. So when he misses the 30 games, we'll be able to win at least half of those 30, and then win at least half of the games he does play. So then they get into the playoffs, and then they're once we get there, go ahead.
You know who Miami has to get rid of real quick?
Duncan Robinson.
Well, they've been trying to get rid of him for years, but another guy they've been trying to get rid of for years, Tyler Hero.
True.
Talk about a guy that's never healthy. That dude ain't never healthy.
I saw a stat. I think I sent it to you and Mike that said over the first or since Hero has come into the league, he has only played 4 more games than Joel Embiid.
You said that?
Yeah.
I mean, that's crazy.
That's bad for him. If you're close to Embiid in terms of games played, especially for a guy that missed every single game of the first 2 seasons of his career, that's bad.
But see, the thing about Embiid, though, right, is he was healthy. He's got an MVP. Tyler Hero can't say that.
True.
And Embiid's 7 feet tall, fucking 390 pounds. Like, the dude's a monster. It's not easy to carry all that weight. And you know, there's a lot of things that could get hurt on that body.
And Hero's only 24 years old. Embiid's 30 now.
Yeah, 24, I was in my prime. No such thing as an injury at 24.
He has not played 70 games a single time in his 5-year career so far.
Get rid of him.
67 and 66 in the last 2 seasons. This year was 42.
Remember when they tried to trade him for Dame and Donovan Mitchell? Nobody wanted him. Poor honey. Can't get traded anywhere.
And Utah and Portland were like, yeah,
we good. we good, dog.
You can keep him.
Yeah.
With that being said, I think the last thing to do is predict what the regular season awards are going to be.
Jokic, Wemby, Monk, Missoula for the East, Daignault for the West. That Wemby definitely has to win Defensive Player of the Year. I give him it's about time Malik won 6 Man of the Year.
What do you have for most improved?
Most improved? I don't know if he's played that many, but Emmanuel quickly got really good when he went to Toronto.
Let me see. He
Max
He played
Strus?
68 games.
Max Strus?
Okay. I mean, the front runner in terms of betting odds is Tyrese Maxey.
Of course. But again, I yelled about this. Like, he does not need to be in that category.
Yeah, I know.
We got to measure it on improvement, right? So if you look at him last year, like he had good games. Granted, he's a lot better this year, but it wasn't that surprising that he's this good.
Right.
Now, if you could look and say Max Strus was going to be fucking shit hot in Cleveland, nobody ever saw it. Like, this dude's playing great.
Yep.
And the fact that quickly went to Toronto, has played really well in Toronto from what he was doing with the Knicks, where he barely played.
I agree. I mean, to me, most improved.
Shit, I was Fontecchio in Detroit.
True. Obviously, I love Maxey, but my most improved will be Kobe White. I think Kobe White deserves most improved.
That makes
by far
way more sense.
Oh, yep. And Kyle here also says he likes Kobe White.
Yeah,
so
Kyle knows. Kyle's a smart guy.
knows. He knows ball.
He does.
But yeah, I would put Kyle I put Kyle for most improved.
Kyle knows. Kyle knows his stuff.
Yeah, Kobe White, I think definitely deserves to be there. I would put Wemby for Defensive Player of the Year. I would put Wemby for Rookie of the Year. I would put Shai Gilgeous-Alexander for MVP. And then Coach of the Year, I'd say Dagnall. I think like overall Coach of the Year, and then obviously West. East Coach of the Year, though, I would probably give it. Missoula is okay, but the roster Missoula has is fucking insane. That's my thing about giving it to Missoula. Like, he should
who are you
be
gonna give
number
it to?
one
Steve
seed.
Clifford?
No, I would give it to Jamal Mosley. I think Mosley for the Magic deserves Coach of the Year, getting them up to the 5th seed, whereas
Tibbs?
not a lot of people had the Magic up that high in the seeding for the playoffs this year. Tibbs is also enough. I would probably on the East, I would put like Mosley, Tibbs, then Missoula.
The Celtics easily are the best team in the league.
They are, but they're supposed to be. Like, the roster is stacked.
But that's like saying Tyrese Maxey's supposed to be good. So let's just give him most improved player.
But that's the thing. That's why I'm not saying he should be most improved.
And the whole Rookie of the Year thing, I mean, that goes without saying. Like, you even need to discuss that.
No. Chet looked like he was going to win it in the first month of the season. And then after that, it was like, yeah, no, Wemby's winning.
Yeah, honey. Yeah, thanks, Chet. What about this clutch performer?
Oh, right. Clutch performer.
I don't even know the criteria for that, but okay.
That's actually a good question. I don't even know what the criteria is either. Let's see. Clutch Player of the Year criteria. It says, given to the player who best comes through for his teammates in the clutch.
Boban. I mean, Boban got free chicken for the Clippers, man. That's clutch.
I agree.
I'm going with Boban.
So far, the only winner of this award, since it was just a brand new award last year, was De'Aaron Fox. Just to give that little tidbit. I can't even think of a player who was like consistently winning games in the clutch. I'm going to say Brunson. I'm going to go Brunson.
After that lefty hook shot against the Nuggets, I got to go with Kyrie. just because that was amazing.
That shot was crazy. I'm not gonna lie.
He's a piece of shit, but give it to him.
That shot was insane. Kyle says that De'Aaron Fox should win again. I mean,
he didn't get an All-Star. He didn't get an All-Star. You might as well give him a fucking award.
I mean, I'll say this for you. Sabonis should have been an All-Star, but Sabonis, the people who are like voting for first team, second team, third team All NBA aren't even putting him on any of those three teams, and that's just insane. This is the guy who led the league in rebounds, double doubles, and triple doubles this year.
Whoever doesn't vote for him like first team or an All-Star should have any credentials they have taken away.
Agreed. I've said this to you and Mike, but to me, a guy that got 77 double doubles out of 82 games, that's just ridiculous.
You know
and
me.
26 triple doubles.
You know I love Sabonis, man.
Oh yeah, I know. I'm not trying to convince you. It's everyone else listening that doesn't know about Sabonis.
Sabonis to me is a real deal. Dude's never hurt. I mean, he can't play defense, but who cares? He's European. They don't play defense. Exactly. Unless you're Wemby. And I hate that I call him Wemby. But I hate saying Wembanyama.
It's so much easier to say Wemby.
To say Wemby, but I fucking hate it.
I mean, you could use his first name and just say Victor.
But then nobody knows who the hell I'm talking about. Oladipo?
Well, we know you're not talking about him because he doesn't play.
Yeah.
That is, I think that's all we have tonight, unless you have anything else to get off your chest.
No. Italian ice time.
Ooh,
yeah, I've been crushing these, the creamsicles, the orange ones with the vanilla, like cream and stuff. Yeah, yeah. I'm going to go see what they're up to in a little bit.
I like the sound of that. The final score update from the show of the night. Lakers are up 49-44 with about 3 minutes and 41 seconds left.
I told you.
And Kyle here says, good show, guys. I'm going to go watch Zion lose.
Yes, me too. That's where I'm heading.
I'm going to go watch Zion win, damn it.
Yeah, we'll see. Thanks, Kyle.
Appreciate you, Kyle. Thanks for tuning in. Thank you, Mario. Thank you, Alejandro. Thank you, everybody.
Some good times with Kyle back in the day.
Hey, man. That's what friendship is for, right?
Right.
Thank you, everybody that watched on Facebook, that watched on YouTube, that watched on Twitter. Appreciate everybody. We are everywhere you get your podcasts as well. Spotify, Apple, all that stuff. We might be on OnlyFans for all I know. Maybe someone's posing as us.
That'd be awesome.
I don't know. Someone can go look and let me know. But anyway, thank you everybody for listening and watching another episode of the Atlantic Files, the number one podcast, the number one division in the NBA, brought to you by the Underdog Podcast Network.
Yeah.
And we will catch you guys next week. Peace.